Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back. This time, we've moved down a few divisions to Division 10, and this is going to be a Group A game between the UCDC champs and Ghost Esports. This is going to be map 1 of this best of 5, and it's going to be back on Scar, but this time it's Hardpoint instead of the Overload we just watched. There we go, just have to focus on some stuff. Well, here we go, we're off to the start. We've got the UCDC champs spawning on blue side, Ghost Esports over on the blue side. And as always, it's gonna go off to a scrappy start. We got 2 kills from Ghost Esports, made that 3 kills, make that 4 kills. UCDC champs completely wiped out without putting a kill on the board. And that's gonna provide Ghost Esports with an opportunity to get some points on the board, but it doesn't last long as the UCDC champs spawn up. And actually, they take the player off P1, and it's just getting a little scrappy right now. Ark and Venom. I don't remember Venom being a DC Universe villain, but he is a villain today as he slays out UCDC champs, getting a nice little double kill there, getting a few extra points for the Ghost Esports team. Oh, Mew coming in with a nice little frag there. His name was Boris Watson, and then he got flagged for, I don't know why it got flagged, but it got flagged by Activision and he had to change it to Mew. And now he fights under a new banner. But it looks like UCDC champs have got control of P2. Let me lock in a little bit, let me lock on in again. We've got UCDC champs in control of P2, overtaking Ghost Esports. It's very close at the moment. Ghost Esports, they're spawning out by green at the back of the motel there. And it's getting a little scrappy. And there is a player at the top of the motel at the moment, but he goes down, and that's going to give UCDC champs a little bit of an opportunity to grab some extra points here. And in fact, Ghost Esports are now the ones spawning out blue, and they have spawned out in force. They have been able to wipe out the champs from this point, though. And the champs are still very much on the point, racking up that lead against Esports. But with only 8 seconds left, it's time for both teams to start thinking about that next point. Asriel playing for scraps there. He does go down. And it seems like Ghost Esports are actually already on the P3 point. So that's going to allow them to start getting those first few seconds on the board. They're only about 30 seconds or so behind the champs. It's all slowing down a little bit, but we got Tobes on the flank here. Let's see if he's going to be able to put in any work. He does pick up a kill. Goes down to the second guy, though. And Ghost Esports is still very much in control of the point. Very soon, they might actually equalize and then surpass the champs. And there you go. It's getting very close to equalizing. They basically have already. And it's now time, with 19 seconds left on the board, to start thinking about that P4 point. And thinking about it is exactly what both teams are doing. Ghost Esports, they had the blue spawns, but that is shut down by the champs as they're the ones making the play onto blue. That point's going to come up any second now. Yep, and I think... Ooh, Tobes is coming in to try and slay out the Esports play. It's getting a little bit scrappy, but no UCDC champs players on the points right now. Interesting, they've got the hold, but they're missing out the opportunity to grind, and there you go. They've actually got a free piece on Ghost Esports there, and it's going to give them an advantage going into this point. They've still got the lead. They're about 30 seconds or so ahead of Ghost Esports. And whilst that's not a comfortable lead, it is a lead nonetheless, a lead that can increase or decrease as time goes on. And decrease is what is about to happen as UCDC champs actually do lose out on those blue spawns. We see a player at the back here, Mew, Boris Watson was his name, trying to flank in and take out the spawners. And there you go. UCDC have regained the spawns, but do they want these spawns with P4 coming up momentarily? Ghost Esports definitely in those green spawns right now. Asriel trying to get the flank. He gets kill number 1 there. And you know what? UCDC champs, they have managed to secure the point, so they are grinding out some points, still maintaining that 40-point lead over Ghost Esports. Nothing that one good hold can't change, though. Interestingly enough, I wonder if UCDC champs are going to spawn green here. No, they're not. They're going to spawn at the back on white there. So Ghost Esports, they've still got the spawns. And they are going to keep racking up the points on this hill. They're very close to equalizing with the UCDC champs once again. It just depends on how scrappy champs can make this. You've got players going down either side. UCDC champs, they've got those green spawns, but they can be a double standard as they can be used to farm the champs. But that's not what's happening. Gigot goes down. And a little look at the KDs. It's looking very equal across the board. Mew with a few less kills, but a few less deaths as well. And to be fair, he's about to equalize on those kills. Ghost Esports is a little bit more uneven. We've got double-digit kills across the board. Gigot, he's suffering a little bit, but he has also got the most kill time, so that's going to help him out. But those P1 points are going to go to Ghost Esports at the moment. They're still, once again, they're 40 seconds behind, but they're less than 40 seconds now. And it is narrowing. It just depends how scrappy the UCDC champs can make this. So far, it seems they had a lead in the points. And whilst they haven't had too good a holds in the meantime, they have made it scrappy enough to stop Ghost Esports from equalizing too much. But that might be about to change. Although there's only 5 seconds left, so it's time to play for next. And it looks like Ghost Esports are already on that. They've already got 2 players up in that motel area. And they are going to secure the P2 point, but it doesn't matter. Azriel's going to come in with the SMG and slay out a little bit. We now got Azriel and Lou on that point there. Got some nasty shots coming in from Mew on Arkham Knight, but he is going to fall to the Ghost. And there you go. Ghosts are back on the point. Nice little team nade there coming in from 1. And that might help UCDC champs with reclaiming the point. Spawns are flipped, so UCDC champs can be spawning up by green. Ghost Esports on blue, and it looks like that's going to help out the Ghost Esports. They're only 20 seconds away now from equalizing with the champs, and it looks like they have a pretty good hold of the point. Having that been said, I seem to have missed out a range of kills there, as it's actually the champs who are back in control. And not only are they back in control, but with 8 seconds left on that P2 point, P3 is coming up. And it looks like we've got some UCDC champ players playing for next. It does look like they go down though. And it is going to put P3 in control of the champs. It's a bit scrappy right now. They're still 30 seconds behind. The gap is narrowing, and that gap can narrow and be surpassed with a good hold on the point. God, give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to need some water. Let's just have a little look at the map right now whilst I have a sip. But it looks like the champ players were pinched out there. And Ghost Esports, if they're not going to get more points on the board, at the very least, are going to stop the UCDC champs from gaining some more. Although we have got Mew on the point. With 13 seconds left, it'll be interesting to see if UCDC champs start playing for that P4 point. I do see Lou in the back there, so maybe he's trying to secure those blue spawns. He really needs to get that kill there, and he has. Gigot trying to pick him up there. 9 and 23. That's not a strong KD going in to this hardpoint game, although he does have the most hardpoint points, so he could just be playing for points, which explains the low KD there. UCDC champs it's much more even, actually 22 kills each, apart from Tobes there, but I'm sure that can be equalized in a few more minutes. UCDC champs, they are getting some scrappy control of the hill. They're 30 seconds ahead, maybe that 40 seconds ahead now, and they're only 15 seconds away from potentially securing this first round of this best of 5. It looks like Ghost Esports have managed to come in through the back though, and that's going to put them in a position to secure those blue spawns and get the next 20 seconds out of this point. Let's see what decisions UCDC choose to make here. They are playing for a little bit of scrap right now. So with 8 seconds left, is it worth it? It might be better to play for those next spawns. And we've got a mix of both UCDC players and UCDC champ players in the back. It looks like UCDC champs are going to win the fight for green spawns. They have slayed out Ghost Esports there, so they're going to take the first couple points of this P4 point. Only 40 seconds away now from taking this match. A nice little double kill from the missile strike coming in there onto Ghost Esports. And that's going to give the UCDC champs opportunity to get even more points, getting ever so close to victory. A little free push from Ghost Esports from Cuts is going to give them control of the point there. And depending how they play it, they could farm the champ players on this green spawn. Obviously, the UCDC champs, they've got closer spawns, but if the esports players play their cards right, they could start farming the champ players. And actually, it looks like the spawns are swapped out. There's 10 seconds left on this point. Ghost Esports, you know, they're not far away. They're only about 30 seconds or so off equalizing with the UCDC champs. UCDC champs, they seem to have committed a little too hard there on the final point with only a few seconds left. The P1 esports player does go down. UCDC champs player is only 19 seconds away now from potentially taking this round. They need to get a little bit more hill time. The slays are coming in, but the points aren't. There we go. And it looks like Ghost Esports are now going to be spawning in this red area, getting a potential flank onto the champs, who are only 11 seconds away from winning this game. Ghost Esports, though, they're catching up. They're only 50 seconds away from their own win, 40 seconds behind. And if they get a good hold here and a good hold on the next point, it is very possible for Ghost Esports to steal this game out from underneath the champs. But now the champs are only 5 seconds away, and they have got advantage. The Ghost Esports players are going to have to gun it if they want to contest the point, but they don't get there in time, and that first round is going to go to the UCDC champs. It was a close match so far. Very interested to see how round 2 is going to go. It is going to be S&D next. Mew, as is characteristic with play on the game. Go the Ghost. I understood that. I understood the French. Let's go. But unfortunately for the Ghosts, L'équipe Britannica a gagné le match. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back for round 2 of this best of 5 between the UCDC champs and Ghost Esports. UCDC champs did take that first round on hardpoint, but it was very close. And I'm interested to see how Ghost Esports are going to fare next on this S&D. Right now it's a 2v2. Ghost Esports, they made a play onto the A-bomb. Their initial carriers went down, but we got the last 2 players going in for the flank. And this could work out for them. They get a pick on a UCDC player. Oh, sorry, it's the champs who were on attack. My bad. Ghosts were defending. Champs were not able to get the plant down, which is surprising considering they had that A point secured. But it now looks like they're going to flip over to the B point. Could be a good decision considering the Ghost Esports players haven't realized that he's made that switch. And there you go. It's a 1v2, but the bomb is planted. And that is going to put time pressure on Ghost Esports. Oh, it's getting a little scrappy right now. Not quite sure which way the winds are going to blow. Ghost Esports, they don't know where the UC Champs player is. They've just about missed him. They are going to start defusing, though. Oh, Azrael gets that kill. Is he going to get the double? Oh, no! He was so close, but he doesn't clutch it. Oh, it's a shame. He had the advantage there, but Arc and Venom was able to come out on top. And there you go. Ghost Esports, just by the skin of their teeth, take the first S&D round. Plenty of rounds left to go. Plenty of rounds left for either team to win. Ah, it's a shame. Oh, is it Tobes, not Azrael? See, look, I knew it was Tobes, the only one left, but the kill feed said Azrael, and we all saw that in the stream. I don't know why the Codcaster stream, well, the Codcast in general was trolling like that. But there we go, round number 1. We got some donuts on either side, but it's only been 1 round played, so let's give our boys and girls a chance. It's the Ghost Esports players who are now on attack, and it looks like a heavy push is coming out onto the A-bomb. UCDC Champs players are mostly coming in the middle. I think they thought that Esports players were going to go B, but that's not what's happened. It's all very static at the moment, but you can see on the map the UCDC Champ players are coming into a flank, and there you go. A nice little 2-piece for the UCDC Champs comes in, and now it's a 4v1. I think it's unlikely that Gigot's going to clutch up, and there you go. Without losing a player, UCDC Champs are going to immediately equalize that S&D score on 1-1. Okay, we now got Ghost Esports back on defense. UCDC champs, they're going to have another try on attack. Everyone is now neutral with Lou going 4-1 on the side of the champs. Definitely the top fragger, or the most consistent top fragger of the UCDC champ squad. Ghost Esports still with 2 donuts, but it's only round 3 and there's plenty of opportunity for that to change. It looks like the UCDC champs are going to make a characteristic push onto A. And the trades are not coming in just yet as UCDC champs get a pick. And there you go. There's the first trade. There's the next trade. And there's the next trade after that. But it's a 3v1 right now. And the UCDC champs are going to get the plant down. No, they're not. Because the last Ghost Esports play is going to go down before that's allowed to happen. And there you go. UCDC champs pick up another win. Or another round, I should say, on this S&D, making the score 2-1. Plenty of games left for either side to win. And as we've seen often with these S&D games, they don't really start until you get to round 3. And then that's when one team starts to run away with it. So let's see who's going to win this next game. The champs back on attack. Back on defense. Ghost Esports back on attack. Still got some big donuts here. But there's every opportunity for that to change. Let's see. We've got another mass assault from Ghost Esports onto A. And surprisingly, no UCDC champ players have played the front of A at all, and that could allow Ghost Esports to get the plant down immediately. I'm not quite sure what the champ players are doing. They're not really flanking. They're just kind of hanging around mid, not even looking at B. And that's going to, I don't know why, it's just unnecessarily going to give up the flow of the battle to Ghost Esports. And now Ghost Esports, you know, all 4 of them are live and set up on this A point. We're going to see a lot of action happen in the next 30 seconds. One Ghost Esports player goes down. Oh, and it gets traded out as Azrael gets shot in the head. But now it's a 2v1. There's only 20 seconds left, though. UC champs can do this. But they've got to make a play here. They've got to get this kill, and they've got to get it quick. Lou is hunting down Gigot, but all Gigot has to do is stay alive, and that's going to prevent Lou from getting the defuse. And there you go. The player goes down, but there's not enough time. And there you go. There's not enough time for UCDC champs to get the defuse. And Ghost Esports are going to take that round, equalizing with the champs. Gigot did well to stay alive as long as he did there. And there we go. Ghost Esports have got to feel good about that round. They completely planted, uncontested. Really not sure what the game plan was from the UCDC champs there. And they did almost retake the bomb site, but they were just a tiny bit too slow as Ghost Esports tried so hard to live up. And that allowed them to get that round. But now we're going to see a change attacked as UCDC champs are going to push onto this B bomb. It looks like we've got 2 defenders from Ghost Esports over on A, 1 in the middle, and only 1 around the B bomb. But all it takes is that one Ghost Esports player to live up at the back there to blunt the UCDC champs push. And now it's taken enough time that the Ghost Esports players on A are now filtering over onto B. What was a 3v1 is now a 3v3. And it looks like that Ghost Esports player is going to go around for a flank potentially. What we need is this UCDC champ player to watch the back. Who is on the back here? It is Lou, but it looks like he's about to get flanked by Pika. Is he going to pick up this kill? There you go. Oh, Pika does miss the shots. Lou does have the sniper, I think, and he could get this kill onto Pika. And there you go, he does, and that's going to give UCDC champs the win. It's 3-2 in their favor. Lou going 7-1, definitely the top fragger of the UCDC champs right now. Oh, 1 head, still going 0-5. We're in round 6 now, so there's every opportunity for that to change for him. We got 2 double 7s over here on the UCDC champs in Azrael and Lou. They're back on defense. Let's see what... Interesting, they're going for the middle strategy again. This could give them the opportunity to flank onto the A point, but I don't know, leaving A point uncontested is going to put them potentially in a bad position here. And there you go, one of the frontal assault players gets picked up by Pika V2. And now the bomb is planted on Ghost Esports. Oh, and it's a 1v3 now. UCDC Champs are going to be hard-pressed to clutch that up in the next 30 seconds. It is Azriel, one of the top fraggers of the squad left. But I don't know, 20 seconds left to get a double kill and pick it up. And there you go. Ghost Esports take the win. And that is going to allow them to once again equalize with UCDC Champs. And in common S&D fashion, like I said, these games, they don't really start until you get to the third round, as these teams do like to equalize. But it's now after this third round that I think we usually start to see one team start to run away from it. UCDC Champs, they were off to a good start, but their defending rounds have been a bit questionable, and that's allowed Ghost Esports to kind of come in and take advantage of the lack of defenders, get that plant on an A, and then put the clock on the UCDC Champs to win. It looks like the UCDC Champs are going to be attacking A this time. We've got Pika V2 on the defense here. Gagos goes down. Oh, he doesn't pick up the kill, unfortunately. And that is going to give UCDC Champs an opening to plant A. It's a 4v2, so they've got the numbers up. One head, he's looking to get a pick. And if he does here, he does get a pick down. He puts some nice damage onto the other UCDC teammate. Oh, there you go. And now, there we have it. UCDC Champs go down, and all that's left is for Ghost Esports to defuse there. We got a nice showing from Ghost Esports now. They didn't have a good start, but they're making it back up now. And that's going to give them the edge over UCDC Champs, putting the score 4-3, overtaking the Champs for the first time, and putting them only 2 rounds away from potentially taking this S&D round. And let's see, we've got Ghost Esports back on attack. Are they going to go A again? And more importantly, are the UCDC Champs going to leave A open? I think Ghost Esports are going to make a switch over onto B. Yep, it looks like we've got all 4 players pushing onto the B point. We've got 2 UCDC Champ players over on A, only 1 looking at B. But that's the common strat. Have 1 looking at B to see where the bomb is going. Have 1 in the mid ready to respond. And have the rest of the defenders over on A. But it looks like we got now 3 of the UCDC Champ players over on the B bomb. And there's 1 UCDC Champ player on the flank. Let's see if we can spectate. Can't seem to find him. Is he going to pick up the kill? Yes, he does. And that's going to put Ghost Esports in a 2v1 situation. Pika has been left on their own. Joint top fragger of Ghost Esports, though. Oh, and they don't pick up the kill there. So unfortunately for them, UCDC Champs are going to equalize with Ghost Esports, putting both teams only 2 rounds away from victory. Look at, I think this is Lou here. Yeah, it is 11-3. Easily, once again, top fragger of UCDC. And he's putting in some work this S&D round, as is the rest of the champ players. Ghost Esports a little bit further behind on the KDs, although to be fair, UCDC Champs, they got some high top fraggers and then some lower fraggers there. So it's a bit more top heavy on the UCDC Champ team, but they're back on attack. And it looks like the UCDC Champs are going to be playing pretty heavy on the B side. We've got 1 player in the middle to kind of lock that down. They are going to win out against the Ghost Esports player, so they are going to get that plant down. Maybe in a second. Toast, he's just working it out. There we go. Maybe. There we go. Plant coming in for UCDC Champs. And it's a 4v3. Time is now on the side of the Champs, but it is... Oh, the numbers have been equalized, and now it's a 3v2. The Champs are going to feel a little bit surrounded. And now it's a 1v2. UCDC Champs against Ghost Esports. So 1v1, there is opportunity for Pika V2 to clutch up here. Hose is sitting at the top of the window. He's looking around for that final player. I feel like some COD timing luck is going to come into this, but there's only 13 seconds left. So really, Tobes, all he has to do is stay alive to stop Pika from getting the fuse. And there you go. He does more than that. He gets the kill. And that is going to allow UCDC Champs to take the lead once again, putting them only 1 round away from taking this S&D and potentially giving them this second round in this best of 5 against Ghost Esports. It's been pretty close for either team so far. But Ghost Esports has every opportunity to clutch up here. UCDC Champs, they're going to be on defense. Ghost Esports, they are going to be on attack. And it looks like Ghost Esports are going for the characteristic push A. UCDC champs going up the middle again, but this time we have got at least one champ player going A, and it is their top fragger. So let's see how he plays it out. Back shells. Nope, he goes down immediately. That's immediately going to put Ghost Esports in an advantage. 4 versus 2 on the UCDC champ players. The UCDC champ players, they're kind of just stuck in the mid whilst Ghost Esports are pushing A. We have got a flanker coming around on Tobes here. Mimu goes down, so that's going to put Tobes in a 1v4 situation with only 25 seconds left. So I am going to call this round for Ghost Esports. There you go. Ghost Esports, without even losing a player that round, equalizes the score, and both teams are now in contention to take this S&D. There's one round in it for each. But UCDC champs, they are going to be playing attack now. We've seen them play a lot better on attack than they've played on defense thus far. So let's see if that's going to continue into this final round now. Oh, first yawn off the stream. We're doing a lot better than yesterday. But then again, I slept like a baby last night, and your caster has energy to spare this time around. And here we go, UCDC champs. Oh, they're not attacking, they're on defense. Uh-oh, it's not looking good for the champs then, as they've done a better job on attack than defense. I swear they were just defending a second ago. But there you go, it's getting nice and scrappy around point A, but the kills are going to go to the side of Ghost Esports. Oh, but there you go, the UCDC champs. I didn't really catch everything that happened there, but they seem to have clutched up and just slayed out on the 1v1s. It was very tradey. Oh, but look at Lou going 15 and 5. Definitely one of the MVPs of UCDC, and that's going to allow UCDC to take map 2 of this best of 5. Well done to both teams. It was a close call there. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back potentially for the final map of this best of 5 series between the UCDC champs and Ghost Esports. It's been very close so far, but UCDC champs have managed to take both map 1 and map 2. And boy, has it been so close. So this could absolutely be the opportunity for Ghost Esports to win map 3 and at least take it to map 4. But let's see how things go. It's getting a little bit scrappy at the moment. Neither side has really secured a corridor to start taking the point. We got the UCDC champs spawning in the blue area at the moment. Ghost Esports back at green. We have got some Ghost Esports players moving up through the shop. I'm not quite sure what the champ players are doing. Oh, it looks like they managed to grab the point. There we go, champ players, they grabbed the point, but they are stuck in the middle at the moment. And we've got a few UCDC champ players playing in the middle. And I think if they can push out of mid and get into this B point, a B corridor is potentially on the books. They need to move a bit faster. Unfortunately, they move too slow on it, and Ghost Esports are going to get enough defenders in the AoE to shut that down. Pika doing the smart thing here, moving up, trying to lock it down for their team. They do go down, but now we've got Ghost Esports transporting the point across red. And whilst the carrier goes down, oh, the carrier does go down, and UCDC champs are in control now. I must admit, I'm relying on the minimap a little bit to check where everyone is. But that's what it's there for. It's a bit scrappy at the moment. It's kind of hard to say what's happening. UCDC champs are in control. They might look to make a push through plane, but then again, we've got quite a lot of Ghost Esports players up on that P3 area. And they're going to do a good job at defending against the champs. Mimu going through shop, trying to lock down this middle area for his team. The corridor might be opening up for the champs, but their point is actually all the way over back on cuts. Ooh, and Ghost Esports, Pika here. They might open up a corridor. If they get some good kills here, there you go. They get the kill, but unfortunately their teammates weren't able to stop the carrier at the front. And you know what? Toes might be able to get that in, and he does. So first point on the board is going to go the way of the UCDC champs. Gigot, who was struggling a little bit in that S&D, is now slaying out, being the top fragger so far for Ghost Esports. It's good to see. UCDC champs, they're on the move, on the right flank, and they are going to score on the A point. So that's going to give them a 2-round lead over Ghost Esports. Didn't see the corridor there. But UCDC champs are definitely taking advantage where they can on Ghost Esports to run the point in if a corridor is clear. Tobe's getting up a nice little double kill there. And the point is back in control of the champs. And you know what? They have that corridor locked down. And they might get it again. And there you go. They get a third overload. I don't know what's happening here, but UCDC champs, they were off to a slightly slow start, but they are on it right now. They are getting those corridors open. Tobes is advancing on the B point. And you know what? And if he can pick up a kill here, unfortunately he doesn't. But if he could, that might have opened up the corridor for another cap again. Mumu doing his best to try and slay out on Ghost Esports, and he has done that. There's no UCDC champ players grabbing the points though, and they're not in the AoE to help Mumu, and that is going to mean the opportunity to score a point is going to evaporate there, as Ghost Esports are going to gain some ground and stop that point from advancing out of cuts. Having that been said, Tobes has gone to the back of green. He's gone down, but Mumu is also in the back of green. And he's going to do his best to try and get... Oh! There we go. It's half-time. I think UCDC actually scored there, forcing that half-time. Let's have a little look. I'm expecting the score to be 4-0. One ahead. A little bit of a consolation prize for this half-time, getting best play. Some nice AR kills onto the UCDC players there. But it seems like Ghost Esports have been mostly on the defensive so far, as UCDC champs have already locked down these corridors and really locked down the opportunity to score points, getting into the green spawns. And there you go. Yep, UCDC champs, they forced in the not the overtime, but the halftime with a 4-0 lead. Spawns are going to swap, so UCDC champs kind of fittingly are going to be on the green side. Ghost Esports on blue. We're going to have to see some bigger plays from Ghost Esports if they want to equalize the score tour and take it to map 4. It looks like they got some good picks off the back. UCDC champs are playing a bit scrappy. They're kind of stuck down the cuts area at the moment. I mean, you got some spawners in the back of green. Arkham Venom is doing the right thing, trying to get into the green spawns and lock down some of these defender kills, but he does go down, unfortunately. But it is UCDC champs on the defensive right now. Mumu, he's at the back. They have managed to slay out some Ghost Esports players. It'll be interesting to see if they can push that back further. Well, there you go. It looks like Ghost Esports, they have given up on that initial push. That's one head retreat. And that retreat might come back to bite them in the ass. Yes, Tobes, he's doing the right thing. He's going into the blue spawns to try and open up the corridor for the UCDC champs. He does go down though, as does Mumu, so that corridor is going to slowly disappear. Although a new corridor is opened up for the UCDC champs, as instead they go over to the next point, and that's going to give them a 5-0 lead on Ghost Esports. Honestly, I'm wondering if there's 4 minutes left in this match, or if UCDC champs are going to take this overload. AO. Noah 265767 in the chat. Can I play with you? What team is he talking about? Is he talking about the UCDC champs, or is he talking about Ghost Esports? UCDC champs is a university only team, so you do have to be a university student if you want to play for that team, or a recent alumni. And if that's the case, then maybe we can trial you out. Let's focus back on the game. 3 minutes left. UCDC champs majorly in the lead. Ghost Esports on the defensive pretty much all game. We got Tobes here trying to lock down a corridor for his team. And if he goes around the back here, he might be able to do it, but he's the one who gets shot in the back. And I think UCDC champs, they have lost out on their opportunity to score the point there. I think this game is probably going to be over for Ghost Esports. But let's see if they can get any points on the board before it ends. They are putting the UCDC champs on the defensive. And you know what? If you look at these KDs, by the way, UCDC champs and Ghost Esports are pretty equal in these KDs. So really, it's just coming down to gameplay style, to map knowledge, and how to play this game mode. UCDC champs, they're not really majorly outslaying Ghost Esports at all. And yet they're doing the right thing and taking advantage at the right time to get the edge up on Ghost Esports. A word of advice to Ghost Esports: what they're doing a lot of the time is pushing up with the carrier, but what they really need is to have people from their team push up into the overload spawns. first to secure the area, slay out some of the defenders, and then bring in the overload point. And that is typically what will allow them to score. And that's exactly what is allowing UCDC champs to get the 6-0 on Ghost Esports. The first 2 games were quite close. The S&D was a 6-5, and the hardpoint game was about 40 points left in it, both sides on the 200-point area. But this overload game is something else. UCDC champs, they clearly know how to play the overload. They haven't locked it down to a T, but they have shown some superiority over the Ghost Esports players here. And whilst the whole of the series was close so far, it looks like UCDC champs are very likely to take this map free and then take this best of 5 over Ghost Esports in just 1 minute. I'm curious now, is it going to be the timer that decides the match, or are UCDC champs going to get 2 more points in to win out this series? It looks like they're on the defensive right now. They're playing a little bit cautiously, but they can afford to. They've got a massive safety net. 6-0, 50 seconds left. I don't want to doom Ghost Esports, but honestly, I'm going to have to see a complete change, a complete shake-up in gameplay if there's any hope left of them winning. And in fact, to be honest, I don't think the overload point actually respawns fast enough with the time left for Ghost Esports to equalize on this overload at all. So I'm going to call it for the UCDC champs, ladies and gentlemen. UCDC champs are going to be the victors of this series, going to take this best of 5, 3-0. Well done to both teams. Both teams played so well. Ghost Esports, there's a lot of promise with this team. They're equalizing with the kills right now, and just knowing how to play and knowing what to do. There you go, you got Gigot with the carrier, pushing up by himself in a 3v1 on overload, and it's stuff like that which is stopping Ghost Esports from taking this round. And UCDC champs, to add insult to injury, are going to score an extra overload point at the end there, leaving this overload 7-0. What a strong showing from the UCDC champs. We have got a consolation prize. We've got Arkham Venom, possibly the MVP of the Ghost Esports team. He has been featured quite a lot in our best plays so far. Mew trying to get a dirty little drone kill there, but he's the one who gets killed instead.